Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Look. Hello, psychedelic. Hey, Susan. Good morning. Coffee. How's everybody doing? I just woke up this morning and was like, hey, I didn't do so. I'm trying to do my Thursday lives consistently, but I've been also trying to put out some content. So, it's like, and Thursdays, at the end of the day, especially, I'm exhausted. At the end of all the days, this working from home thing is good, but let me adjust my camera. It's good, but oh, sorry guys for the noise, because I know this makes noise when I do this. Let's get the camera up a little. Okay. So this working from home, like I've said before, I'm saving a little bit of money, but it's been a challenge. And Susan, you are now a moderator. I don't know why you weren't before, because I'm a moderator in your stream. So good to see everybody. Rob. Please make sure you hit that like button. Thank you. So how's everybody doing? Thank you, Rob. Great mind. So how's everybody doing? I'm still not crazy about this camera angle. Hold on. Remember how to. Hopefully that's better. Yeah, that's better. Hey, so how's everybody doing? So I'm trying to put out some content. I've got a light review in the queue. I found a really good light on Amazon that just showed up, in my recommendations or however Amazon does things. And I have the app, so because I shop a lot on Amazon, guys. And I now have an Amazon affiliate link, so I'll be posting that. And so I've got that, and then I'm going to start showing. I've got one in the queue to show like a lot of my fish, because usually when I do videos, you see like this fish or that fish, and so I'm going to try to show all my fish. And then after that, I want to do a plant video about all the different plants I have. I did the one that has 7 of my favorites, but I have so many plants, and that's probably one of the best parts of waiting anxiously today. My LRB Galaxy Guppies. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, LRB. I just got some amazing. I didn't do an unboxing because I was kind of rushed. But I got some amazing moss from Lucas. Matter of fact, I want to order some more. What kind of moss is it? It's not Brazil moss. Is it Brazil moss? But it's beautiful. I mean, so I have some other that I ordered from somebody from eBay, which is Christmas moss. It's not as green. It is green, but it's not. But the moss I got from Lucas, LRB Aquatics, is this deep, beautiful green. Matter of fact, it's so pretty, I don't even want to use it. Hey, Danican, good morning. It's early out there for you. You got your coffee? Yeah, but the hey, honeybee. So good to see you. Thanks for coming. I didn't miss anybody, did I? I've got my phone instead of my iPad. Yeah, so the moss I got from great to see you too, honeybee. Always. Bronx Reefer. Hello. So guys, please make sure you hit that like button. We got 8 on, only 2 likes. Thank you. Anyway, um, and so that moss is so pretty. I don't even want to use it. It's so pretty, but I know I'm going to have to use it. I can't just keep it. But definitely check out LRB Aquatics. His moss is amazing. Everything he has is amazing. I really like Lucas. He's probably one of the first people I followed on YouTube. I really like his style because he's just, no, he doesn't like put on any kind of airs, for lack of a better term. He's just, this is who I am and this is what I do. And I really like that about him. Yeah, so let me see here. So what else do we have going on? I've got more shrimp coming. The shrimp jar is doing good. I've got baby shrimp, so that's exciting. Um, they're so tiny, but I can see them now. They're starting to grow, and so I'm starting to see them. But I've got more shrimp coming from Rose Aquatics, so look forward to seeing that. And I'm going to be setting up a new shrimp tank. So I actually have substrate coming, and I know I'm going to have to. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to leave the shrimp tank intact. I know I have to leave the babies there because they're going to be too small to catch. So I'll leave it intact. But I'm also building another shrimp tank. The panda garas have been in quarantine now for 2 weeks. I don't know. I have no concept of time anymore. Like all the days are running together. It's just really weird. But anyway, I think I've had them for 2 weeks. I guess I can go back and look at the unboxing date and figure out. So they are the Pandagar and the Gastromyzon punctualis are going into the 55. So I'll probably do a video on that. I mean, I've got content, and I guess I need to start. I'm trying to be a little more organized in my content creation, writing things out, just trying to give you guys better content with more information. Hey, B Stack, welcome. Hey, Big Easy, thanks. Oh, Scott. Hey, Scott, good morning. Wow, it's a lot of people up on a Saturday morning. I know my West Coast friends and Jesse are probably still snug in their beds mostly. But I got up this morning and said, hey, why not do a live stream so I can check on everybody and see how everybody's doing? So anyway, so I'm really trying to bump my game, my fish tube game up. I'm over 1,000 subscribers, so I have met one milestone as far as or criteria as far as getting monetized. And I'd love to get monetized because I put in the work. I've been putting in the work. Um, Madfish Diva Liz shouted you out in our no, come through when you oh my god, really? You know what? And that's another thing. I have gotten really behind on my videos. I used to watch probably I would get home from work, get settled, get dinner, usually be done with dinner by 7-ish, got the kitchen clean, everything. And for the next 3 or more hours, I would do nothing but watch videos. I haven't been doing that lately, so I'm really behind. So if I haven't watched your video, please blame it on the Rona. Because it's not because I don't love you and don't support you. If I haven't, it's just been a challenge for me, this whole thing, which many of us, I'm sure. So I am praying for you all, sending you warm thoughts and good vibes because I know we're all in this together and we're going through things. And so a lot of us are really, um, struggling in one way or another. Thank you, Rob. And so, yeah. I am the same way, Matfish Diva. I am so behind on catching my list of live streams, my favorite channels. Yeah, I'm just really behind and I feel horrible about it. So this week I kind of got started like while I'm working, like watching videos or listening to videos while I'm working during the day, so I can kind of get caught up, make sure I'm supporting the people that that I'm subscribed to, making sure I'm commenting, making sure I'm watching their videos in full. Guys, that's so important. And so that's kind of been my thing. So what we found out this week is I will not be going back into the office before July. So I've got over another 6 weeks of working from home, which, it's a blessing. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I'm saying that, it's a challenge, but it is a blessing. Number one, because I needed the time away from the office because my 2019, the latter part of it was, there was a lot going on. I'll just put it like that. And I'm saving money on gas, and because I eat out every day when I'm at work, I very seldom bring leftovers because I found out that when I take leftovers to work, I don't want them. So I go out every day, and that. So let's see. So I eat full breakfast every morning. I have eggs, wheat toast, hash browns, and bacon from my favorite restaurant, and that is like 5.39. And I do that at least 4, 5 times a week. So that's $20 give or take. No, $25 give or take. So that's $25. Plus I eat lunch out every week. And that can go from what I call my cheap lunch, that's like $3 to 15 or more if I decide I want to go to Red Lobster. If I'm having a stressful day, I go to Red Lobster for lunch. So that's another, say, give or take $50. I'm just gonna say $50. And so there you got $75 right there, plus gas. I commute 40 minutes to work. Now gas has gone down, but still. And I have a SUV. And so my gas was running anywhere from probably $5 to $7 both ways. So that's another $14 a day. So now we're up to, I'm just going to round it off, 5 times 14, well, let's see, 30, 30, 60, 75. So let's just say another $80. So now we're at 75 plus 80, which is $155. I'm a good math person, but not in my head these days. So, that's $155 plus anything else that you want to throw in there that I'm saving a week. So, hey, all of us could use an extra $155 in their pocket, right? But the thing is, I'm spending it on fish stuff. Me and Amazon. The Amazon man probably just says, "Oh, there's Diva." Just know to drive right to my house. So, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Me too, Scott. That never gets old. Those, but you know what? I have learned, guys, just on the Red Lobster tip, um, those Cheddar Bay biscuits that you can get at Walmart and Dollar General and whatever, they taste as good as if you just there for the biscuits. If you just don't feel like going, I highly recommend those Cheddar Bay biscuits. Now, my cousin told me to put just the recipe calls for a certain amount of cheddar cheese. My cousin said to add just a pinch or so more, and they are amazing. So when I cook my seafood at home, I can have my Cheddar Bay biscuits. But anyway, yeah, that's a lot of money, Rob. I mean, $150 a week, that's $600 a month. That's a lot of money. That's significant in my budget. So I'm trying to save, but I need that retail therapy to keep me going. But, that's money that I can put aside. So Working from home, like I said, has been a challenge, but I am saving money, so that's a blessing. Well, I'm watching here and there and clicking the like, but don't always leave a comment. I'm so busy with my job from home and remotely keeping the audience. I understand. I definitely understand. I hope your son is doing well, Susan. I hope you guys got everything back in order from. I know you had a little bit. I hope you don't mind me disclosing a little bit of a flood. So you're constantly still in my prayers. Thank you. And if somebody could do me a favor, we are still supporting Candy Overhauls. Candy is an amazing person. If somebody could just post her GoFundMe in the link. I mean, like I said, for those of us who might have a little bit extra, for whatever reason, or may not. I know a lot of people are not working, and my prayers are with them. I really hope that somehow this thing can be, I don't know, I don't want to use the word resolve, but we can come to a place where people are taken care of, because food banks, if you have the opportunity, food banks are running dry. There are still lots of people who um, are not back to work, and I think about them every day. That's why I say I'm so blessed that at least I can work from home. That working from home is a privilege, and I understand that. I understand the blessing, but those who are not, and I hope I'm not missing your comments. But please, first of all, support Candy. Thank you, whoever posted the link, Susan. Thank you. And then, support your local food banks if you can. And this, hopefully, I don't know, it's so we all received, most of us received some supplemental monies um, from Department of Treasury. And but we all know that that money, depending on all your expenses, may not have gone very far. So making sure that our food banks, that people can eat. We've got children that have been home all day. Food insecurity is a real thing. A lot of people don't talk about it, but believe it or not, a lot of children, they go to school, and those may be the best or most nutritious meals for them. And so, knowing that they're going to be home in the summer, I don't know what the schools are doing. I haven't heard anything lately as far as supplying food for the summer. I know that the SNAP program, which is the Supplemental Nutrition Program, is giving people $300 extra a month. So hopefully that will offset some of that. But please keep our country and our neighbors and our relatives in prayer. Um, I know that we're a resilient country, and I feel that we're going to get through this. But I have to say that there's certain amount of anxiety involved as far as um, that's good, Scott. Wonderful news. Yeah. Have a great day, lurking. Bye, Danikin. Take care. Sorry if I can't see the chat. We'll be lurking while getting ready for work. I don't have that link. Okay, Rob, thank you. It's okay. Josh is doing fairly well. Good to know, Susan. Fish. That's right, my God. The money I spend at McDonald's every lunch 5 days a week. Yeah, even at McDonald's is not cheap. Click here, click the like. Yes, I just back on social media. I've missed you. Missed you too, Honey Bee. Hope you're doing well. Um, I miss us being on Big Easy's live streams, and us hanging out. I really do. I'm just back on social media. Let me see. Just going back through the chat, seeing what everybody's saying. So today is Saturday and it's water change day. So I'm looking forward to that. One thing about water changes, I know people have a go, oh God, I gotta do water changes, but they're very cathartic for me, very therapeutic. Um, Plus, it gives me a chance to look at my fish, to see how they're, acting, to see if there's somebody might be sick or struggling. So, water changes have more benefit than just, making sure they have good water quality. It's an opportunity for you to look at your fish and see how they're doing, check your plants, trim them back. And so basically I don't love doing water changes. That would be not a true statement. I enjoy the water changes, but and it does help me. I notice that it does help with my anxiety. And so today is water change day, and all my tanks are doing really well. I have been struggling with some blackbeard algae, and I know why. Um, because the filter maintenance on a couple of my tanks, I need to really step my game up. Um, I do have a little bit in my angel tank, which was one of my most beautiful tanks, but it is clearing up. And then I have some in my juvenile puffer tank. So I got to really make sure that I'm really monitoring that closely. But we all go through it, and so yeah. But I just wanted to check in with you guys since I missed you on Thursday. Like I said, I'll probably be doing my live streams more bi-weekly. I love to do them every week, but I'm just finding myself wanting to just try to just put out more content than doing my lives. The lives are great because I get to interact with everybody, so I really do love it. Thank you. I love them too. They're so awesome. Hey, Select Peck, welcome. Hey, Larry D, welcome, welcome. Okay, Mark. So I reached out to Mark when I first got ready to stream to make sure he was awake. Got to know who else was up. I know he's an early riser. And so thank you, Mark, for coming and supporting and moderating. I appreciate it. The lives do require energy, and that is hard to muster up after a long, long day. Definitely, Susan. I mean, it's been a struggle. I mean, at the end of the day, I am ready to, have something to eat and just get in bed and watch a Disney movie. So I have been binge watching. I've never before been a binge watcher per se, unless it was like a really good series. I am a sci-fi fantasy person, and that genre is just not big right now. I mean, you got your Star Wars and Star Trek and stuff like that, but sci-fi fantasy movies just don't. I don't know if it's because they're not as popular. They don't have the same audience. 4 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. So just finding them is interesting. But I've been like binge watching. Like right now, I'm binge watching Discover, and I like it because it has a strong female lead. So that's exciting. A couple of the things that I've been binge watching on Amazon Prime and Netflix, they're only in season one. So after 9 episodes, it's gone. So I watched, and I don't know what this is on, I can't remember, but Carnival Row, Tales from the Loop. Um, Trying to think, there was another one. I love fairy movies, movies with fairies, and that's Carnival Row has fairies. Um, I'm trying to think of anything else. No, I really can't think of it right off the top of my head. I had a list of binge watching because me and my family, we have a group chat, and then we get together once a week in on Zoom and have we actually had a Zoom graduation because my cousin graduated from college last week. We get together, and when we get together, we talk about different movies and recommend different movies. So that's been kind of exciting. Let me see. Thank you, Susan. Yes, please consider helping Candy. Like I always say, no amount is too small. $5, you can do it anonymously. So if you feel like, well, people will judge me if I don't give a lot, no amount is too small. And like I said, you could do it anonymously, but please consider supporting Candy if you can. I really appreciate it. While I'm here, um, Rob93, who's in the chat, who is like my little nephew, got monetized last week and um, had his first live stream that was monetized. He got awesome number of super chats and super stickers, and he has um, a new co-host, Ozzy from All In Tanks. And you guys check out All In Tanks. They are a fairly new channel, a very sweet couple, Tiffany and Ozzy. I adore them. I love their spirit. And so if you have the opportunity, please check out All In Tanks. What did Liz force you to do? Yeah. But he so deserved it. So Rob has been, um, I mean, he's just such a positive person, and so just really loves his fish, and just always trying to help. I mean, running my playlist, watching my playlist and everything, and encouraging others to do so. And so, if anybody deserved to be monetized, Rob deserved it. So I'm very happy for him. And one day hopefully I'll be there. Um, but yeah, so I'm just really excited about that. If you haven't seen the live stream Rob did with Ozzy and Big Tank Hank, it was a good live stream too. It's definitely worth watching. Um, it was just really fun, just lots of fun, and so um, yeah, just so awesome. Hey, Coach Mac, welcome, welcome. I hope I haven't missed anybody else. Like, I'm only going to try to be on here for an hour, but I just wanted to see how everybody's doing, check in, have my coffee, my morning coffee, and then, as usual, I will go and do my water changes and tank maintenance on my tanks. And so I told my son, so I want to move. So, as you all know, I have a new 60-gallon, and I want to move it. It's sitting in the garage, which is making me very nervous because my son works on cars, and I am so scared he's going to pull the car in and hit that tank. But the same son has a huge television, like right in the spot where I want to put that tank. And so I told him this week, matter of fact, I'm going to call him once I get off the live and say, hey, I need you to move that television. I don't know where you're going to put it, but I need you to move it because I want to get that tank out of the garage. And then once I get out of the garage, still have the electrician coming. But I guess one thing that I've learned for some small contractors is because everybody's home, they're having work done in their house or want work done in their yard. And so he's really backed up um, because people are getting things done. There's a lot of home improvements going on and things like that. And so he's backed up. But I'm going to place the tank, and I actually want to start getting it cycled. I know where it's going to go. So that's not a problem. But I want to start getting it cycled. And I have a ton of plants in my plant vault that is overflowing. So I want to get those plants in there. just so I can get them out of the other because I've got them speckled around in different tanks, and then I have one particular 10-gallon that's like full to the brim with plants. I mean, it's got plants all over the place. And then I've got plants coming. Like I said, guys, I've been shopping anyway, and so I really want to get that tank up and start getting it cycled, and decide how I'm going to move forward with it. Like I said, I have a plan for that tank, and I talked about that in my last live stream. It's more like well, I call it a U or extended U, but I guess it's almost like an island kind of look, but it would be a reverse, not an island. It would be more like a reverse island, but a stream kind of with plants just on the margins, like so the plants will just be on around the in the shape of a inverted U, I guess would be, and then sand because I'm going to be using. Um, I'm not going to be using an inert substrate. I'm going to use a planted substrate, and so just trying to work all that out in my head. But if Jesse was here, HC Aqua, he would say, it takes Diva a long time to plant a tank. Yes, it does, because there's a lot that goes into it. So let me see. Let's force them. Oh my God. Send Liz my love. Scott, if you're still here. Oh, coffee is done. Liz is on a shopping spree with her girlfriend. Time to shower and play some golf. Oh, have a good time. Golf sounds good. I don't know. I might have to break out my clubs. My husband's a golfer. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this thing. Okay. Hope I didn't make you dizzy. So he golfs. I'm more of a driving range kind of gal. We used to have a small golf course here, not far from me, where you can do like 9 holes. I'll do 9 holes, not 18, because I don't know. I get bored after a while. But I go to the driving range and just get a basket of balls and just like take my frustrations out and just see how far I can hit the ball. But that's about it. I'm just not a golfer. Now I have family members. Like I have an aunt in Michigan. Her and her husband golf regularly. They're always in tournaments and scrambles and all kind of cool stuff. Me, it's okay. But have fun, Scott. Hope you have a great time. Hey, Anthony. Good morning. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I just thought I looked at the fish tubers notifications and saw there was nobody really streaming early in the morning because the last thing I want to do is stream while someone else is streaming, even though that happens on Thursday night. But the other person that's streaming the same time I am is way bigger than me, probably has a totally different audience than I do. So, and thank you, Susan, because Susan actually gave me that spot because I found out that she was streaming at 7 p.m. So thank you, Susan. So anyway, yeah, so that's it. Just wanted to kind of check in and see how everybody was doing. And I have to run, dear. So glad I caught you. Thank you, Susan. Thank you so much. Continue to keep you in my prayers, and send Josh my love and give Rob a big hug for me. You got Rod a big hug for me, and have a great weekend. Love you too. Love you too, definitely. Oh, and so speaking of that, Susan's new newsletter, I just got my email. The SLC Aquatics newsletter is out. So search through your email and go and read Susan's Susan puts a lot of effort, time, and effort into that newsletter. So let's make sure we're supporting her and reading that newsletter. It usually has really good content in it. And so let's support, make sure you support SLC Aquatics newsletter, guys. Check your email. I just saw it in my email. The new SLC Aquatics newsletter is out. Bye. Yeah, let me see. So, let me think. So, I was talking about my 55 gallon. So the Pandagara and the Gastromyzons are going to be going in that tank. And that will be the last thing that goes in there. However, the new inhabitants of the 60 gallon will be those fish, the Hillstream loaches, the Corydoras, um, the white cloud minnows, the golden white clouds. I think there might be one regular white cloud still in that tank, the Pandagara, and Gastromyzon. So, what I plan to do is that's one of the reasons why I want to get that tank up and running is that tank will be in front of a window. And I know people are like, oh my God, it'll be in front of a window. Well, that ideally is not the best thing for an aquarium because it ends up with a lot of algae. However, if you have algae loving fish, you could initially at least put it there for the rocks and everything to grow algae, not the water column. You don't want to be in the water column. So this is a very tricky balance. But algae in the tank will be good. And so I can go on and start putting the rocks in there, the big rocks or the Mexican ribble pebbles or whatever they're called, just so I can grow algae on them. And then, as time progresses, and let me talk about something real quick, just so I digress. I have a guppy tank, my mud guppy tank, that has, if you watched my seven favorite plants, that guppy tank has green water. It's had green water for probably 3 months. I'm going to be honest. It clears up and then it goes green again. I know why it's green because it's near a window. The fish don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. It has a Madagascar lace, a Pontigeton, in it. No bulb. That plant is going crazy. And I've had Madagascar lace before. They haven't done half as well as this one is doing. And also I'm wondering, matter of fact, I'm using that tank as part of my plant vault, if the green water is the reason why it's doing so well. That's a theory. I could be very well wrong, but I'm telling you, that plant is huge. It is spread out. If you go back and look at the video, you only see a part of it, but it is taken over that whole tank and it doesn't have a bulb. And I'm wondering if it has something to do with the green water that occurs and disappears and occurs and disappears. So that's something to think about. Hey Goldie, how you doing? I love green water. I should say yes, I hope you're doing good, Gold. I hope you, Pop, and Bunny are doing well. I think about you guys all the time. Yeah, so I'm just wondering if that green water is the reason why that plant is doing well. Now, do we want green water in our tanks? No, I guess not necessarily. It's good for growing. It's good for growing, for having, what are those things called? Oh, I'm drawing a blank. Live fish food. What are they called? Somebody help me. I can't think what they're called. We are fine, very busy, but fine. Okay, well, I'm thinking about you. Go, hey, Alice, welcome. No, not Scuds. Scuds are the bane of my existence. What are the other little creatures that are, it's right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of good morning. Um, no, no, now you're trolling me, Gold. What are they called, guys? They're found in like in they're found in like ponds and stuff, live fish food. Come on, help me, somebody. I can't think of what they're called. Anyway, it'll come to me, I'm sure. But anyway, they're good for those. And so, and this is the only tank that I have that has infusoria. No, not infusoria. Come on, what are they called? Daphnia. Daphnia. Green water is really good for Daphnia. That's what it is. So yeah, I know it's good for that, but I'm telling you guys, this plant is growing off the chain. It is, and I'm not a long power nap. Okay. Um, yeah, this plant is growing off the chain. And I'm sorry, I have to believe that it has something to do with that green water. So the fish don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. So this is me. So I have my tanks that I mean, really, I prefer that all my tanks are pristine. Ideally, we want them to have clean, crystal clear water. That is the aesthetic, but that's for us, not for the plant, for the fish. Um, if you have now, I battled some freaking. If you watch my last video, that was an old video. That's why I said from the vault that I found in my catalog. And I was like, why is this marked private? And so I just made it live. I just did click the button and it went live. I used to grow out young goldfish with green water, really makes the reds deep. Okay. And so, we want our tanks to be pristine, but as long as the water quality, so the my point is that beautiful, pristine, clear water is good. It looks good aesthetically. Unless you have like a bacteria bloom or something else going on in the tank. I like tannins in my water. I put Indian almond leaves in my water. I put botanicals in my water. So my water is not going to be crystal, and I'm totally fine with that. You know, it's a preference. I'll just put it like that. But I have to believe. So I don't know if I might take. I'm going to eventually move those. So okay. So here's the plan. I digress. I got sidetracked again. The plan is to move the hill streams, the gastromyzon, the pandagara, the cories, everything that's in the 55 into the 60. The 55 is overrun with scuds. Like I said, the bane of my existence. People are asking me to ship them to them. I'm going to try my best, but scuds are not my friend. I mean, I know they're great fish things. Maybe I'll do a side culture in a little 55 or a little 5 gallon or something just to feed my angels and my puffers. Maybe, who knows? But the one thing, so I have my Mikas in a 40. And I haven't shown that tank. It's just bare bottom. They're doing fine, but it's just not, worth showing. Um, but the Mikas, when they were in with the hill streams, the scud population was very minimum. I mean, they might have been still in the gravel, which they will be in the gravel. Some people call them sea shrimp, whatever, but you didn't see them like you see them now. And even though they have, I think the cories might be eating them, something else is eating them, they're nowhere near where they were. I'd like to see them back down to the levels where they were. So the Mikas will be going in the 55 by themselves. I don't know if I could put anything else in there with them. They're pretty aggressive. They will be going in the 55, and then the mud guppies will be going in the 40, because we know that guppies just produce and produce and produce. And so that means I'll have a 20 open, and I'll have a 20 open. I don't know what I'll put in there, but I'm sure I'll come up with something. So, yes, I'm really kind of looking, at different ideas for the fish room, um, different animals. So that's the plan. And hopefully, with the spring coming, well, we are in spring, I guess. It is May. And with the summer months, the warmer months coming, I'll have a little bit more energy, start getting out and getting some sunlight. There are two types of tanks: grow tanks and show tanks. Grow tanks aren't always the That's true. And my tanks are grow tanks. I mean, I have my show tanks. But like I was saying, the 36-gallon Bowfront, that's what I was talking about earlier, was overrun with hair algae. It was off the chain. And so, word of caution, people. This is I analyze this and analyze this and analyze this. Of course, hair algae is the result of too many nutrients and too much light. Okay. Everybody says that flow helps. I didn't find that to be true. That's my experience. And as I always say, results may vary. Um, that I battled that hair algae for, I don't know, it might even been 6 months, but it seemed like forever. I finally have it under control. What I think happened, and this is just my theory, which I can almost quantify 100%. When I set that tank up, it had pink flamingo crypts, and you can go back and look at the video. It had Rotella red. It had what else in it? Something else in it. Oh, the Amazon sword, which are all root feeders. Even though the Rotella is a stem plant, it's a red plant, so I figured it needed a lot of nutrients. So I bought a 30 pack of root tabs, and I put a ton of them in that tank. For whatever reason, when those root tabs broke down, which I like the Flourish root tabs because they're hard, but I'm going to try something different. For whatever reason, when those root tabs started breaking down, I believe that the amount of, because I put so many in that tank because of the plants I had that I figured needed it, that it sent the nutrient level through the roof, and I could not. I was doing big water changes, everything, and I could not battle that. And that tank, I think the hair algae was feeding on that with the highlight, because that tank has the Flu Ball 3.0 that I was trying to dial in. So it was a combination of the highlight, because I rolled back the hours. None of my lights run more than 8 hours. I rolled it back to 6. I continued to try to get as much, do huge water changes on that tank, and I finally have it. And then I did a blackout on that tank, so I finally have it under control. But I'm telling you, it was the fight of my life. So my word of caution: if you're going to use Flourish root tabs, now I can't speak to any other root tabs because this is just my Flourish. Please be very conscious of how many you put in your tank. For that 36-gallon, which has a footprint of about 24 inches, I think I'd say it's 2 feet wide. I wouldn't have put more than it in hindsight. I would not have put, but maybe 4 root tabs in. So that means one every 6 inches. Um, because I'm telling you, and I believe in my heart of hearts that it was the root tabs, the flourish root tabs, the level of nutrients. And then I was also dosing that tank. So I just think the nutrient level was off the chart. So I did not have balance. And so the between the fish waste, the root tabs, the highlight, it created the perfect storm for hair algae. So if you're battling hair algae, this is my recommendation. Who's leaving? Bye, Tony. Take care. Thanks for coming. Um, um, have a great day at work. If you're going to be using um, if you're going to be using those flourish root tabs, I can't speak to others, but those are pretty powerful. And the reason why I use flourish, because I still use them or plan on using them, is because they're hard. I've used other root tabs that come in the capsules, API. Now, API, I don't know if I just got a bad batch, but they pretty much dissolved immediately in the tank. Now, was that and clouded my water? Now, was that is that how they're supposed to work? I don't know, but I don't think so. Um, is that supposed to provide nutrients to the roots and to the water column? But I didn't have a especially good experience with the API. I know there's some new ones out. I think Thrive has new root tabs out. Matter of fact, as you all know, I've been buying a lot of plants from KJE Aquatics on Facebook. Check him out. His prices are, you can't beat his prices. He's now selling those and a lot of other hard goods. And so I think I might give those a try in my next tank. Well, for my tanks that I have with gravel. But the plan was eventually and I'm almost at my hour. The plan was to eventually put a sand cap on in all of my tanks. And that's still a plan, but it's a long-term plan. It's not short-term. So if you're going to be using flourish root tabs, that's my recommendation. If you don't want to end up with hair algae, I mean, the hair algae was to the point. I guess I should have took pictures, but sometimes you just don't want to take pictures of your tanks when they're just like super duper like jacked up. And that tank was, and it was my show. It was my show tank. That 36-gallon is an acrylic tank. It's tall. It's beautiful. It my Suda McGill's in it, two varieties, the Signifers and the okay. I can't think of what the other, but it's got two dwarf rainbows, which I love. It has my golden white cloud minnows in it. It has a mono shrimp, and I think that's it. It's not real heavily stocked. I could possibly add one more thing to it, which I wanted some celestial pearl danios, but I don't know. It's a cold water tank, so I really would love to have some cardinal tetras in there. I think they would be beautiful, but I'm sticking with more of the yellows and greens. So for me, guys, when I do my tanks, with the exception of my Hillstream tank, that particular tank is aesthetics and matching and colors. So I want really bright, beautiful yellows and greens and oranges. So I might add another. Hey, Zen Ginger. Hey there. How are you? Thank you. Oh, thank you, Zen. Thank you. Peacock's rainbow. Peacocks. I don't know. But I usually the dwarf rainbows, all the Suda McGills. That's the ones that I've kind of been putting in there because they're little tiny fish. They're egg layers. I love to spawn them. I guess I could if I if I think about it, I could put a spawning mop in there and then I'd probably end up with all kind of eggs. But I haven't gotten into the pulling egg thing yet, so that's just a next level thing for me. I'll just kind of stick with my live bearers, like my hill streams, which aren't really live bearers. So here's an idea, guys. So I'm thinking of, so I heard Rachel, who is my fishy god sister in my head, talk about she's using something in her tanks and that her hill streams are spawned. Now, my hill streams have spawned, but the hill streams are like laying eggs in the like pleco caves or something like that. So I thought about when I build up this new tank where the hill streams are going to be, putting ideally it would be a pleco cave that has an entrance and an exit, and putting those like doing a rock mountain of sorts, but putting those pleco caves underneath to kind of build, number one, build up the rocks and have a place for the hill streams to be able to pass around, even though you could probably do little natural areas, depending on it is. But it would be ideal to have something structural under the rocks for them to be able to swim back through. So I'm thinking about doing that. So I'm actually looking for pleco caves, and I think plecocaves.com, where Ryan, my dear brother down in Florida with Wild Fish Tanks, formerly Lucky Schmuck, has been getting his pleco caves. So I might check them out. But I'm thinking that that would be kind of an ideal scenario because I can have like rocks, the Mexican pebbles, and then have underneath like little channels and things for the hill streams to swim through and possibly spawn. So that's a thought. We'll see. We'll see. I thought about doing PVC pipe, maybe 1 inch or whatever, but we'll see. But you'll see that in a video. So my hour's just about up. I've got to get my Saturday started. I just want to thank everybody for coming. Thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you for like spending your Saturday morning and having your coffee with me. I appreciate it. Please continue to stay well, stay in good spirits, self care. Do something you love. I know that we can't all, like, without caution, navigate the outside world very well. Um, but do something you love, journal. Self care is so important right now. I care about each and every one of you, and I hope that you stay safe and healthy. And I truly appreciate you coming and spending your Saturday morning with me. It means the world to me. I'm going to shut this down and go get my water changes started. And, I'll see you soon. Please watch my videos. Check out my playlist. I'll be checking you guys out. Like I said, I'm gonna get caught up. Peace out, Diva. Thanks everybody, and as always, keep it splashy, not trashy. Diva out.
Good morning.
Good morning.